Hello, my Sleepy Bears. My name is Chronically Blue, and welcome to March 14th. Where have you been, March? Like, come on. Like, it's so long since you've been here. Dynamite. I hate this one.
Well, haven't we gotten far for a pair of fuzzy marsupials? I am Dr. Nefarious Tropy, master of time and the creator of the very time twister machine you see before you. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade, so you won't be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it.
Anyway. So, Dynamite. There's going to be, like, secret gems here and such, and you already, like, kind of figured that out at this point. So, you may be wondering, Chronically Blue, what do I do if there's, like, a bunch of stuff and I don't know how to do it? Oh, so this is a crash fish. It's a fish out of water. So, when we get the time relics, they have to, like, yeah, once you get the time relics, once you get at least 5, it'll open up the platform in the center of the room, which will take you up to show you where all the, like, secret little exits are, or, like, the secret entrances to levels to help you get the rest of the gems that you have been looking for this entire time. Yeah, did not think we would make that, my goodness. Yeah, right here, we're gonna need a gem for that. We don't have that gem, so obviously we can't get that. That is A-okay with me. I'm just glad that they put it there, so then I know, hey, don't have to worry about it. Also, this is a little Yoshi. It doesn't do anything. Like, it can move and jump, and that's it. So, yeah, doesn't do a whole lot, quite honestly. But it's here. I did not even know that was a platform. I'm sorry, lava. I forgot that was lava. So what the little dinosaur can do is it can, like, run through terrain, like the tall grass and what have you, without being affected by it. So it doesn't slow it down. That part's great, I guess, but that's about it. And then once you get over here, that's it. It'll kick you off, and you'll be like, wow, thanks for nothing. And then we have the crystal right over there, right in front of all the lava. And this right here is where Crash 3 kind of really shines, specifically the remake, because you can see just how lavish the different lighting effects are here. Very short term and very short lived, but just seeing it here is kind of cool. Like, this is exactly what I think lava looks like. Like, the only time I could be like, hey, you want to see what lava shouldn't look like? That'd be the Surf's Up game, which I have 100%, by the way. Fun game. I liked it. It was not difficult whatsoever. Like, I think I had to look up, like, 2 or 3 levels just to get all the surf idols, which, again, really did a whole lot of nothing. But still. Super fun game, super short, but definitely a part of my childhood that I'm just like, you know what? I like this, and that's what matters most. I mean, it's not what matters most, because if I like something that's horrible, then, yeah, tough luck, but, yeah, you know. You can't really, like, stop people from liking stuff. That's something that you really kind of gotta, like, understand. That's really hard for a lot of people to grasp. Like, you can't stop people from liking stuff. You can tell them why, hey, maybe you want to hide how proud you are of that thing that you like, just a little bit. But you can't stop people from liking stuff, and that's okay. I am a big person who separates the art from the artist, and yeah, a lot of people don't like me because of that. It hasn't happened recently, but it... Dang it. But it hasn't happened recently, but it definitely happens where people just really don't like the stuff that I like. Or, like, I tell them that I like them, they're like, you shouldn't like that. And I'm like, okay, well, sorry, you know, what am I supposed to do? Like, don't listen to it. I'm like, well, doesn't really seem like a viable option for me anyway. Like, I fully see your side of it, that doesn't mean I care. Sorry, my thumbsticks on here are just, like, not the best. And so, like, I'm trying really hard to focus my sweaty thumbs on it, but they just keep slipping and sliding. Which means I have to, like, keep reorientating my thumbs on the thumbsticks while I'm playing. And yeah, not good. Oh, you would. My goodness. What the hero and a half shell? Okay, we can do this. I know we can, I know we can, I know we can. Now, once you have, like, this level, like, kind of, like, figured out, for lack of a better term, you can, like, absolutely just, like, go through and just, like, slide jump to your heart's content and just be completely infatuated with it. You can just go to town on it. But, for the meantime, got it? I double jumped! Hope you're ready for that, because that's going to be said a lot here. Oh, yeah. You can bet you're going to hear the words I double jumped constantly from here on out. Because it's true. Sometimes, for whatever reason, I will hit the button twice. And then you'll be like, no, you didn't. And I'm just like, cool. Cool. I love being lied to. We keep... My goodness. I'm about ready to rip these stupid thumb grips off because they really haven't helped ever. It's specifically with, like, the constantly holding down where, like, the thumbs tend to be like, wee! I'm like, no, this is not a water slide. Like, align yourself. Stop it. And it's a whole thing. The other thing is that I auditioned for a role. Get that, thank you. Hey, look at that, we're actually advancing now. Oh, you've got to be eating a TARDIS. Anyway, I auditioned for some roles for a project because the characters look kind of cute, and I was like, you know what, you miss all the shots that you don't take, so I might as well go ahead and, like, try for something. Even if I'm not putting, like, my whole effort into it, it's still trying something, because then, listen, the worst thing that happens is nothing, quite honestly. That is the worst thing that can happen. We missed way too many boxes there, my goodness. Oh well. So, I auditioned for this thing, and I got a role. So then they're like, here, join the server. I'm like, okay, cool. Then a few days later, they're like, hey, are you cool with playing, like, multiple people? Because I kind of need someone to, like, play this role as well. I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. I can definitely do that. They're like, okay, cool, thanks. The thing was, everyone that was in this server knew what this project was. And I'm just like, this seems really well thought out. I feel like I'm missing something here. And everyone was just like, oh yeah, like this person does this and that person does that, and people like role playing as the characters, and I'm just like, I'm missing something. I know I am. Like there's nothing here that's like, hey, here's all the information you know about these characters, and like we weren't even like on the first episode. Like the script was still being made for the first episode, so I'm like, I eventually just like reached out, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? And like, oh, well, this is a thing. I'm like, yeah, I kind of gathered that, but like, is there like a source material? Like, is this like fan made? Is this like its own thing? Like, what's happening here? And they're like, oh yeah, there's source material. I'm like, okay, cool. So what's source material? Like, oh, it's just this little like thing where you drag the icons to the different like empty people, and it makes him like sing. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh, right, I've seen something like that a little bit. I'm like, okay, so all y'all got all this different like characterizations and context just from that? I'm like, yep. And like the creator like went through and like talked about it a little bit, and then they got doxxed, and like their information is on Google Maps for some reason. I'm like, great. That's horrible. So everyone's just been like enjoying this thing, and the creator got doxxed, and they were 15. Yep. I'm like, okay, cool. So somehow I got part of a project that is a fan-made project for a thing where the only source material is tidbits from the creator and a voice box app. And that's it. What is this, you might ask? This is Sprunky. Which, I know. I'm also just kind of like, huh? What? But I auditioned for many roles, but the two I got was Blake Noir and Funbot. And I auditioned for quite a few roles, and those were just like the two that I got. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with having two. I'm fine with having one. So, cool. but it was still just like so surreal to me, and I definitely feel out of my element because all these people like know so much about all these people know so much about this, and I really don't. And so I definitely feel like, hey, I probably shouldn't like even be a part of this, honestly, because like I don't have any of the previous knowledge that all y'all have. I'm like, no, 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 it's fine. You'll pick it up as you go. I'm like, okay, if you say so. So here I am, and it's been going fine. Like, it really has. I've been enjoying it, and we'll be doing, like, the first episode eventually. They're still working on the script, which I completely understand. Like, it is hard to get a good script. I fully get that. I'm not upset about that. I'm not bashing or anything. The thing is, the voices that I did for the audition, they're unique. But I got it. That's what matters. Okay, we do have that. Awesome. I agree. Yeah, I just want to, like... Honestly, I kind of wish that I could just, like... There it is. Cool. Crash. I'm holding the right button. My goodness, even. If you could work with me, that'd be great. Go, Crash. Go. Okay, cool. So once we hit that box, now we have to go back. I know, it's not fun. Go, 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 go. Great. But I know you're probably wondering, what are the voices I did? Now that I'm struggling with this swimming, like, oh my goodness. Like, you see this, right? You see how it is actively, like, it's like a manual picture show. And someone's just, like, has a sticky thumb every third page. I was like, what is happening here? What the heckness? Anyway. Take it easy. And mostly because I know that thing's there. Okay, then we go over here. And we can touch this. There we go. Now we're just going to swim away. Let's give it enough time for it to do its thing. There we go. And I apologize. I really just wanted to get to that little checkpoint there. Just to help me sleep at night. Yeah. There's Crash playing the didgeridoo. It's been so long since I've seen him play the didgeridoo. So glad to know that he hasn't forgotten. Alright. The voice that I did was for... And again, I really felt out of my element just because thank you, Crash. Specifically because I have not seen or heard anything of it, and so I just like went with whatever generic thing I thought would fit based solely on like the based on the characters like picture themselves. So for Blake Noir, what I did was, it was very akin to Marilyn Manson, where it was just like, you really thought that you could forget me and get away with it? You're so foolish. I'm going to make you regret the day that you decided to leave me out of this. And that was basically what I did. And the reason why I did that specifically was because they said, oops, forgot about this character, my bad. And for every... Could I get Aquawaka at this point? Like, I just feel like I deserve it. The reason why is because for every other character at this point, my goodness, it was... Thank you. They had lines for you to read. So, the reason why I was like, you dare forget about me, was because it was the only character that had the say anything. I'm like, oh, great. Okay. Easy there, Crash. Easy. 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 Go, 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 go. Gotcha. Okay. Slide away. Set the TNT, go off. Ah, that's nice. As I said, the other character that I got was Funbot. And Funbot, it's a robot, obviously. I know that much. Get away from me. Don't come near my child ever again. Okay, and don't worry, they did put this right there as well, just so we can go ahead and get everything. So now we have the red gem. That's very helpful. But for Funbot, it was a robot, so I'm just like, I don't know what to do here, so I'll just try my best to just sound like a robot. So, and like I had some lines, and one of them is like, "Wow, I hope everyone's having fun because this is again, I'm not really great at making up lines while I'm talking and playing and trying to like focus on like multiple things at once. My brain just can't handle it. Poor little thing. Not another driving level. High time. I spent all that time on those first 2 levels. My goodness. Anyway.
So, you pesky little rats aren't going to back off, eh? Just you continue to gather crystals and see what I do.
Okay. A special gem lies at the end of the death trap. I mean, we have to go through here without dying. I knew that. Or, as Funbot, a special gem lies at the end of this level, specifically with the death route. So as long as we don't die, we will be okay. And that's basically what I did. And like, why can't I touch the water? I thought the water would be fun. I don't know how to swim. That kind of thing. And again, you can easily be like, Chronically Blue, that's horrible. And I'm like, yeah, you know, someone likes it, so. That's the oldest trick in the book. My goodness. The old tear the rug away gag. How funny. Anyway, that's the thing. You can, like, do little voices and be like, oh, that's great, or wow, that's not bad. Or like, wow, that's horrible. But you only, like, know how great it is based on what other people say. So you really just gotta, like, go for it. You gotta commit. You gotta, like, audition. And if you get chosen, you get chosen. If you don't, you don't. And that's kind of, like, how it is. You just gotta be like, hey, look, I did this. That's kind of cool. Or, wow, I didn't get this part. Oh, well, time to move on. You can't, like, beat yourself up over not getting a role. Like, I understand it's not great when you don't get a role, something that you're like, I really know the source material, I'd really like to do this. But at the same time, again, you can't really, like, beat yourself up over it because you're not in charge of, like, choosing who gets a role and who doesn't. If you want to, then you have to, like, do your own thing and have, like, and then just, like, choose who all you want to be in it. Bouncy, bouncy. I missed it. There we go. So yeah, that's just kind of like the whole thing, but I died here. No, I didn't, because I didn't hit a checkpoint yet. Okay, so we're still good. Yes. So I want to say it was Crash 1 or 2, where you had to get there without dying. And like, oh, that's right, I forgot I can double jump. Heh. I want to say it was Crash 2, where it's like, hey, you died before you hit the checkpoint. Oh, well. I'm like, great. I don't know why. I'm just, like, still under the impression that I can't jump, like, twice for some reason. Which I know why. It's because, like, I haven't for, like, the last 2 games. So, obviously, I'm gonna, like, still be into that bad habit. But there's only so much you can do when it comes to, like, breaking a habit. Which is why I'm very glad to be playing this one. And unfortunately, I don't exactly recall all the power-ups of Crash 4. So that one's going to be unique to remember them all. Like, I went through and did, like, a test playthrough recently before I started the Crash Marathon. And, like, I got the gems. And the box gems. I didn't get the relics. But, like, I did all that, and I was like, what are the power-ups again? Because they're very situational, and that's, like, the biggest complaint from, like, so many people about Crash 4. But it's not the worst thing ever, honestly. Like, oh, hey, the death route. Perfect. Like, when it comes to, like, really horrible things, like, having a power-up be situational, that's not the end of the world. You'll be okay. You'll get through it. Like, it's not worth, like, oh, I didn't have to use as many times as I wanted to. Nah, this is a bad game. No, that's not what that means at all. It means, hey, they had an idea, and while it was thought out, it wasn't really fully implemented in such a way that it was, like, fully all the way done. Wow. Anyway. Wait for me. I hate you. So that, like, I don't know, this whole, that is my whole tangent. My goodness, I can speak, I know I can. I've been doing it for so many years. Nice, my goodness. Also, unfortunately, it's starting to get hot again. Which, yay! I love the heat! Said no one ever. And that's my whole thing. Some people ask like, oh, do you prefer the hot or the cold? I'm like, the cold. I'm like, well, no. I'm like, what about the ice and the snow and this, that, and the other? And I'm like, okay, you want to play that game? Fine. Oh, you murder me with your heart. So people complain because like, no, like with the cold, you know, there's snow and there's sleet and you gotta shovel driveways and beer. I'm like, guess what? With the heat, there's only so many things you can take off before you're committing a crime. Okay, if I'm cold, guess what? I can put on as many layers as possible. I've seen me do it. I've put on like a long sleeve t-shirt, 2 short sleeve t-shirts, a jacket, I want to say 2 pairs of shorts, and a pair of pants, and sometimes like 2 or 3 pairs of socks. And you know what? I'm completely fine with that. It's when it is hot, and I'm just like, what do I do here? I'm like, well, you know, just turn the fan on. I'm like, I am, it's not helping. Like, well, have some water. I can't, it's already melted the ice. Well, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you still like the heat? Yeah, I do. It's way better than the cold. Then find some way to make this positive. Well, this is going to be very helpful for, you know, the plants. I'm like, oh yes, thank goodness the plants are going to be fine. Because the plants pay my bills. Like, come on now. And again, people can have opinions. It's completely fine. They're entitled to their wrong opinion. Again, you can complain and you can fight people, but you cannot convince them to stop liking the thing that they like. You can introduce reasons why you like your side, but that doesn't mean that it's going to make them stop liking their side. It's not fun. It is quite frustrating, actually, but the sooner you learn, the sooner everything will be a little bit easier. Yumi, my goodness. Yumi. But I will say, as you recall, my job made it so that, like, we cannot watch stuff at work, which is great, because that means I am never watching stuff ever again by myself. Which basically just means I'm never watching stuff ever again. I don't really get a lot of time by myself, and if I do get time by myself, it is for, oh, what in the cataclysmic catastrophe was that? Anyway, so I found a comedian. They were just recommended under Jeff Dunham. I'm like, hey, I like Jeff Dunham. Great, let's see this comedian. And it's Ben Engvall. And they were part of the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which I specifically knew for having Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy. I'm like, hey, I know those two. Great. So I watched him a bit, and I'm like, yeah, he's not really leaving an impression on me. Oh, well. So I saw the Jeff Dunham videos as I have been. For like, I've saw them for like 2 days or so, just cycling through the same 5 once. And I'm like, okay, this is great. Then I like, look down, I'm like, Ben Engvall. Huh. Okay, well, there's specials here that are free, so why not? I'll go ahead and check it out. So I did. And they're funny. They are indeed funny. And the funny thing is that the first one that was recommended to me was like, Ben Engvall, this is it. This is your final one. This is your sign. And I'm just like, huh. I watched it, and what it was, how it started, I should say, was with the main dude being like, okay, well, you know, I have been making so many specials, I've done this, that, and the other, and this is officially my time to end it. I'm ignoring you. And I'm going to do that one later, don't you worry. I'm going to do a whole separate episode specifically just for the parts, for like the secret exits. Just like cram it all together for like the final swoop. But I watched it. It was a little funny. And give me that box, thank you. I'm not leaving without that box. Got it. Fantastic. Ooh. Got it. Awesome. We are not even close. My goodness and a half. Drop it. treating Crash like he's a dog. Drop it. Drop it. Good Crash. But yeah, it was funny. And then I watched another one. And then another one. And that was all the free ones that were available on YouTube. So then what I had to do is I had to open up my YouTube Music. And lo and behold, hey look, here's a bunch of his, like, things. And they're like, you know, the live version of it. And it's, like, recorded. So people could, like, listen to it on CD or whatever have you. Which I'm completely fine with that. Some people say, like, oh, you lose a little bit of the comedy with it. I'm like, if the person knows that's how it's going to be aired and they work around it, I think it's completely fine. But when they have, like, visual-based comedy and they just don't work around it, then you're like, okay, what the heck, you know? And I'm just like, how am I supposed to see your face? This is a CD. Like, come on here. So that part kind of got me a little bit, but I was able to just, like, blink through it and, like, get onto the rest of it. It's funny. He claims he's family friendly, but he does curse quite a bit, so can't exactly recommend it to, like, the 12-year-olds. I'm like, I want to see a comedian. I'm like, there's not a lot of comedians that are appropriate for you, so sorry. Like, I'll try. But if you're of age, then it's definitely appropriate. It's not the worst thing ever. And, like, he, like, changes some words and, like, uses euphemisms to make it not the worst thing ever if, like, a youngin' caught you listening to it. So you're probably alright if you're, like, you're definitely alright if you're, like, 17, 18. Like, at that point, yeah, absolutely. You've already heard everything being said before, and if you haven't, you're about to. That, or you go to a very nice school. Because in my school, there was words carved into the bleachers, and I was like, huh, wonder what that word means. So I went and looked it up, and I was like, oh no. Oh, oh no. That's a really bad word. So then I went to my mom, I'm like, Mom! She's like, what? I'm like, okay, just so you know, I was not trying to look this up intentionally. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, there's a word carved to the bleachers. She goes, okay. I'm like, I didn't know what it meant. She goes, okay. I'm like, so? I decided to look it up. She goes, okay. And we looked this up, and thankfully I was smart enough to use Urban Dictionary and not Google Images. So we looked up the word. And when my mom saw the word, she goes, oh, that sounds horrible. Well, thank you for telling me. At least I know you weren't hiding. I'm like, yeah. Believe me, I'm not into that kind of thing. She's like, how do you know you're into it? I'm like, change the subject. Moving on. And so, out of my way. Yeah, that's a good one. Really? I really thought that I could have, like, gone right over that. Huh. Okay, well, the finish line's right there. Like, it's obvious that we're not gonna make it. But we still have to go over there in order to, like, finish it. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So, yeah. That was definitely one of the times I was like, sorry, Mom. And in case you're like, oh, well, you said Ben Engvall isn't, like, really appropriate for, like, 12-year-olds. What about Jeff Dunham? I'm like, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? That man curses so much, and he says so many inappropriate things. I'm amazed that my parents thought it was appropriate for me when I was, like, 12, 13. I was like, because, like, most of it went over my head, because I didn't know a lot of it. And then you go back and you watch it when you're, like, you know, 16, 17, 18, you're just like, oh, that's the joke. Oh. Y'all really let me watch this? Like, really? Like, okay. And I guess you weren't wrong, because it went over my head, but still, like, like, I wouldn't have shown this to, like, a pre-teenager. Like, okay, if you say so. Basically, in order to know if something's appropriate for, like, a teenager, and you don't know, if it says PG-13, the answer's probably no. If it says unrated, the answer is absolutely not. Unless it is a character that you have seen, like, most of the stuff from me, like, this is going to be completely fine. You know, This is Bluey. This is just like a straight to DVD thing, so obviously it's not going to be rated. It's fine. Like, this is the Octonauts movie. It's unrated. It'll be fine. But if you start to collect, like, unrated movies, you might want to put a lock on that little, like, cabinet there. For, like, where you're keeping your movies. Like, just saying. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Out of the way. Yeah. And to the... Perfect, perfect. Drive over here, go, 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 go. Come on, Crash, we're almost there. Go, 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 go. No, 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 no. You and me both, Crash. My goodness. It's not easy being orange, I tell you what. Accelerate just before the green light for a boost. Yeah, I'm trying that. Alright. So something that's been happening with me. But aside from that, I don't know, it's been a little unique, quite honestly, because what tends to happen to me is I will get to work, I'll do my stuff, I'll do the stuff I'm supposed to be doing every day, I get that done, I'm like, okay, that was super easy, what next? And then I look at what day it is, I'm like, okay, it is this day, that means I do this thing, so I go through and I do that. By that point, it is either 10:30 or 12. Like, okay, great. Is there anything else for me to do? And I think really hard. And I'm just like, well, I could do this mindless thing that really doesn't help anyone, but it makes me look like I'm being productive. And so I typically do that. Then I do it again. Then I do it again. Yeah, sometimes I do the same thing 3 times just to look productive. Because it's all I got at this point. Hold it, hold it, hold it up. Yeah, just make sure you don't go far into the left side of it. Because if you do, then you might go out of bounds and then it'll like do a whole like thing or like push you to the right way. So then, at that point, it'll be like 2:30 and I'm just like, I am bored out of my mind. Like, what am I supposed to be doing now? So I try to think, I'm like, okay, well, let me see here. I'm here. Is there anything I could possibly be doing? Could I like input new people into this thing? Could I be doing this or that? And I'm really just trying to find something. You get out of my way. I am going to get this right now. Go, go, go. No, no, yeah, yeah. That counts. That counts. Anyway. So I do what I'm supposed to do. And sometimes I really just don't have anything left, so then I'll just be spending that time bored out of my mind. Which, to be fair, isn't a major change, because I was already bored out of my mind by like 12. Like, quite honestly. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and... Wait, I thought I got that. What do you mean I didn't get that? Okay, cool, whatever. Let's go through Road Crash again. I was super glad because I made it because it said it was in first place. Apparently no. Because why would I be? Anyway. Yeah, I will just do everything and then just be done. And I will just be bored out of my mind. And that's, at that point, that's when I'm typically like, please, someone come in and give me some random task that really has no point to then just like make me look busy. Please give me some busy work. And it's at the point where I started joking with my protege and being like, hey, I want you to write me a 5,000 word essay as to why the person who made Excel made Excel. And she's like, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. Throw me in, coach. I can do it. I can play ball. Put me in, coach. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. She goes, why? I'm like, I'd read it anytime I was bored. She goes, well, why is that a bad thing? Because then I memorize it. Anyway. So yeah, it's unique, to say the least. And the downside of it is that it's not something that I can just like easily like knock out in like an entire week and then just be like done for like the month. Like that is not gonna happen. Nice try. No. So what typically happens is everything it's date based. It is like time sensitive stuff. It's like you do something, congratulations, it's the next day, you get to do the same thing over again and slightly different. Nothing really like life-altering here, you know? And I'm like, okay, well, this is fine. And with that, there's also like some reports that I have to do that are only available like very late on into it. To which I'm just like, okay, well, I'll do this, I guess. No. And with those reports, I'll only be able to do them like at the end of the month. But I'll get a head start on them. So I'll do like, okay, let me move this thing here for this week. And then the next week goes by. I'm like, okay, let me move this thing here for that week. And the next week goes by. And eventually it's like, okay, great, you're done. And I'm like, great, here's this stuff. And I don't have anything to do now. I'm like, well, did you put everyone into the system? I'm like, I can't. I don't have that information. That is the responsibility of someone else. You mean? Like, well, did you add everything to everyone? I'm like, I already did. Like, well, did you check this thing? Yes, I did. Like, then what are you doing here? I'm like, honestly, I'd like to know that too. Like, I just feel like obligated to stay here the entire duration because I do not feel comfortable enough to just leave whenever I'm like done with everything. It does not make me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like I'm putting myself at risk of no longer working. So, I'm just staying here the entire time because that's just what I'm used to. And the result of that is me typically finding ways to fill the time with stuff that I've already done. I know that's not great, but again, that's just what I prefer because I know if something happens and they're like, quick, we need to get a hold of Chronically Blue. Where is he? And they'll be like, I don't know, was he like 5 seconds ago? And they just see my car revving out and it's like burning rubber and I'm like, see you later! Like, where are you going? I'm like, I did everything! Like, we have something else for you. I can't hear with the traffic light. Anyway. I wouldn't actually do that. Like, if something happened and it was dramatic enough, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can go in. But at the same time, I have, like, a thing for myself. So that way, like, heck forbid, should something happen, I can easily be like, hey, it's okay. I can log in. I can do this thing in order to make this quite alright. And we can go ahead and get this through. And then I can just do it, and that's it. Finally got the stupid gem. Got the crystal. Got the stupid crystal. Yeah! Take that. Anyway. It's just unique. I guess to say the least. But I have almost finished the book. Yeah, remember that book I was talking about a while ago? No? No, it's okay. I try to forget it too. But the book I was reading, I only have 3 chapters left.
Well, you've crashed a few parties before, but I never expected you to make it this far. If you don't turn back, I will inflict 1,000 years of suffering on you and the entire universe.
Dope. The book that I was reading, I have 3 chapters left, and I was originally talking about it because I was like, this is the worst book ever, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm now through it, and I just want to elaborate, just in case you forgot, just in case you, like, starting this Let's Play, and, like, you didn't watch the other 2, you're just like, okay, I just want to, like, see you crash state. I started reading a book. Dang it. Let me try that again. I started reading a book, and it was for a book club. And what it was a book that I had never read this genre before, so I was like, you know what, it'd be cool to like try to get into it and like see what it's like. And just right off the bat, the characters hated each other. Not both of them. The guy hated the girl because the girl was too pretty. Yes, the guy thought she was too pretty, and so he decided, nope, he hates her. And I'm like, huh? That doesn't make sense. Oh, got that? And so, 15 chapters in, yes, halfway through the book, that is what it took for the guy to start to be nice to the girl. I'm just like, dude, What the heck? If I was this chick, I would have just left you there for like after day 2 of me trying, like, okay, obviously you really don't like me. I'm not gonna try to convince you anymore. Whatever, your loss. But the chick kept trying, and the dude kept being annoying. After chapter 15, then the guy started to be nice to her on some occasions. And then eventually on like chapter 18, we find out, oh, well, this is where she finds out that this dude and some other dude are the same person. So now she's like, wow, that sucks. I didn't know this entire time. And I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, definitely messed that one up. So it was just a whole thing. And once they found out, now they are just like talking and stuff, and like there's definitely a story, but it really took like the back seat for like 8 chapters. I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Really? We're gonna not bring this up for like 8 chapters? Like the main plot point of the book? We're not gonna talk about it? Okay. Okay. It's your book that you're writing. It has... There we go. It's been very unique, and I'm ready to finish it. Because once I finish it, then it'll be time for the book club, and for the book club, then I can be like, hey, this book, not good. I didn't like it. Like, oh, what do you not like about it? Everything. Like, oh, well, I thought it was really good. I'm like, you're wrong. Like, well, you can't change if I like this now. I'm like, I know. But you're entitled to your wrong opinion. And I just know I'm never going to read anything by this author again. I'm like, listen, if it's an enemies versus lovers thing, and the reason why they're enemies is so stupid that it's, you're not as pretty as I thought you were gonna be. Like, really? Really? You're gonna make, really? You want me to believe this is going to be like the magnum opus? Like this is going to be next level Shakespeare? Not gonna happen. Nice try. I wish you luck. But obviously it's not happening. I was about to say, how did I miss 6 boxes? But yeah, so that it was really, really not good book. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why? Why was this written? And the thing is, like, I was very upset with it, like, once I got to, like, the halfway mark. And now I'm here, and I'm like, there's only 3 chapters left. And, like, I don't know exactly how it's going down, but I have, like, a good observation to how it's going to end. And I'm just like, really?
You little vermin are way too stupid to understand what you're getting yourselves into. This time, you've done it.
Alright.
Now you're on my time, you little skunk. Give me the crystals.
Okay, so what entropy... Thank you. What entropy is going to do is they're going to, like, make these little blocks here, send out, like, little missiles and, like, little shockwaves and what have you. And it's going to be, you know, a little fun game. And then just going to, like, do that and, like, accidentally, like, make himself vulnerable while summoning blocks and then just, like, moving on. And then each time, the platform will just slowly becomes smaller and smaller. But again, that's not horrible. Like, once you get used to it, you'll be fine. It'll be alright. I am definitely looking forward to tomorrow, though. As I said, we're having Surf and Turf. Man, that's gonna be good. Like, I cannot wait for that. And I'm fully aware that, like, so the way that my spouse makes the tuna is that it is through, like, I want to say it's air fryer. Oh, Crash, you hurt me. And there's no pink in the middle. I am fully aware. The tuna's supposed to have pink in the middle. I don't care. Okay? It might have been an accident. It might have been intentional. Either way, it still tasted pretty ding-dang good. Okay, that's what I care about the most. I don't care if it's like raw. Well, I do definitely care if it's raw. I don't care if it's overcooked. As long as it tastes good, that's what matters. And this thing tasted good. Oh, you would have thought like I hadn't ate in like the last 3 days, but it was so good. Like, it was really just that good. I'm like, this is fantastic. Can we please do this more often? So, the pork with the tuna. Oh, I am so excited for that. Okay, final one. Let's try to end this. Come on, Entropy. Yes, it is very thin now. And of course, there's going to be a lot of different things. Yeah. I'm trying really hard to focus on this, while also still talking, of course, because, you know, who doesn't like commentary? Yeah, easy there. Okay, did not really think I was going to make that, but here we are.
But yours soon will be too.
Yay, the Death Tornado Spin. I hate this power-up. Like, oh my goodness. You slide, you jump, you press the spin button multiple times, and it allows you to hover.
You insignificant morons! By defeating Entropy, you have placed us all in grave danger!
Crash, Coco, you must realize that this time twister machine is very delicate. Without Dr. Entropy's constant care and control, who knows what it will do?
I don't know, and I really don't care. But we have gone ahead and finished off a third, well, not a third, but the first 3 worlds here. So we got these 2 left, then it'll be backtracking, and then it'll be all the time relics. So we are knocking this out. And as you can no doubt tell, I have definitely started to compress things into like 1 world per video, just to make it easier on everyone. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Goodbye, my CP Bears.